Does God exist? No. God does not exist. God insists. Now, what do I mean when I say that? What's the insistence of God? Well, the insistence of God is the insistence of the event which is harbored in the name of God. What's that mean? Well, I say the event is something which calls, and we respond. The event, so insistence is calling. Calls call for a response. What's the response? The response is the existence. The insistence calls for existence. The insistence of God is the provocation that is harbored in the name of God. The response is our vocation. Provocation, vocation, call, having a calling. The insistence of God is the claim that's laid on us in the name of God. And the claim must be received or accepted. Or it asks to be received or accepted, does it? It's not coercive. The claim is, or the insistence of God is an invitation which calls for our hospitality. Or even better, it is a visitation which calls for our hospitality. Because after all, when you invite people, when you are exercising your hospitality by inviting people, what's hospitality? Welcoming the other. But when you exercise hospitality by inviting people, what do? You say, well, we're having a party next week, but please don't let this get around. I don't want everybody to know about it. You're invited, but there's a lot of people who are not. Well, that's not welcoming the other, that's welcoming the same. Right? So what's a more genuine hospitality is a visitation, uninvited. Somebody knocks in the middle of the night on your door. It's dangerous to answer it. It's risky business. Yeah. Assistance of God is like a visitation, which calls for a radical hospitality. The insistence of God is a solicitation, which requires our generosity. Right. There's a family of words that I'm exploring here. Call, provocation, claim, invitation, visitation, solicitation. What do they all have in common? They're non-coercive. Right? They're asking. So don't think of God as strong. I think of God as an event that takes place in the name of God, which is non-coercive, which is weak. We, on the other hand, need to be strong. We need to supply the existence which corresponds to the insistence of God. And you see something like this in St. Paul saying, we fill up what is lacking in the body of Christ. And there's that structure there. The body of Christ is not finished. It's a movement, it's a possibility, it's a virtuality, it's a simmering promise. But it requires reality, it requires actualization.